This is going to be the last video that I record in this apartment because we're actually leaving in a few hours to start our summer break, go back to the US for a little bit of R&R, and then we're going to be moving to our new place hopefully in late July. So these walls and environment that you've seen for the entirety of my channel, this is going to be the last video when you see it. So hopefully I can have like a better set filming space in the future so that my videos don't look like I'm filming them in a hospital room, which is kind of what this looks like. It's all done at this point. I'm just gonna show you the room just so that you can see. So this is the room where I used to film, and this is where I had like my makeup table, my little vanity, and everything is packed up. There's just a bunch of trash bags there. It's all gone. Headboard, but we removed the beds that were there. It's all gone. So since we are leaving this apartment in a few hours, it means that of course I need to get rid of my trash, which in this case is going to be my quarter-to empties, which given the nature of this video and the fact that I'm not returning to this apartment, I'm packing everything away, etc., it also means that there are going to be a few declutters in here, which is not super usual for me, but it's time to go through my trash. It's time to say goodbye to some things that I think I gave a fairly good chance, and just others that have like little bits of stuff that honestly, it's not worth dragging across continents. I'm just gonna start pulling things from the bin in no particular order. I think that this will probably be the majority of my quarter-to empties, but I might finish a couple of bits and bobs that then I'll film and add. Enough yapping, let's go. Vanilla Bean Noel by Bath & Body Works. This is my second. I've gotten both of them in Secret Santas, but I really like the Vanilla Bean Noel scent. Notes are fresh vanilla bean, warm caramel, sugar cookies, whipped cream, and snow-kissed musk. And this has vitamin E, shea butter, and coconut oil. I really like the vanilla scents from Bath & Body Works. It's a no-brainer for me. And guess what? In my new school, if there's a Secret Santa, I'm gonna tell people to do the exact same thing. Go get me a Vanilla Bean Noel lotion and a vanilla candle from Bath & Body Works, and I am a happy girl. So yes, I'm hoping I can get this again on Secret Santa, but it's something that I would repurchase for sure. Next, candle Under the Christmas Tree by Bath & Body Works. We really like these kinds of scents, so even if it's not like the holiday season or cooler outside, we're still gonna have these like forest kind of smells in our house because we like them. The notes on this one are fir balsam, juniper berries, vanilla eggnog, and sage leaves. You definitely get the sage on this one, which makes it a little bit different from fresh balsam, which is a big favorite for us, but we really enjoyed this one. It was like a little fresher, but not too herby, if that makes sense. So it was enjoyable to have it. And I mean, we have the AC in our apartment on anyway, so even if it's hot outside, it's still cool inside that we can enjoy that kind of thing. Next, this small size of the Spa Rejuvenating Hand and Body Lotion. Kind of hard to see because the lettering is white. I got this in an amenities kit in an Etihad flight. So if you fly on Etihad and fly like business, you may get amenities kits with this brand. I'm not familiar with Spa, but it is a really nice hand lotion. And it's a brand that I'm gonna keep my eye on for the future. I just had it in my school bag, so I just finished it because it was easy to use and not too heavy. On that note, then I also have this L'Occitane Intensive Hand Balm, which is 25% shea butter. This is actually not mine, it was my husband's, and I took it from his classroom because I was out of hand cream. But it's not the first time that we've used L'Occitane tubes. We both enjoy them as hand creams, so it's something that, you know, if we get as a gift from a student or if we are able to buy, it's an easy option for hand cream to choose because it really does replenish the hands. I really like wearing this one before I'm going to bed. So I would put on cuticle oil and then kind of seal everything with heavier hand cream like this one. Works wonders for your hands, especially if you have calluses like me from lifting. I have calluses, but they're not like flaky or anything like that. And it's thanks to products like these. So I would definitely repurchase this for sure. Next, Pattern Palo Santo Styling Cream. Now, this is an empty and I would repurchase this. This is the second product from Pattern that I finished. However, I need to read the fine print a little bit more clearly because this is not for my curl type. This particular one is really for coils, so it's too much on my hair. I have what, like a 4A curl, something like that. And it's just, this weighs my hair way down. And if I put on a lot of product, it mats my hair really quickly and honestly just makes it look greasy. However, I would like to try the cream again. Like if I wear not too much product, it's great for defining curls in a way that is not like super crunchy or super heavy, but I just have to find the one that is right for my curl type. I've tried the gel from Pattern, which is more like a gel lotion, not super crunchy either. And then this Palo Santo cream from Pattern. So I'm, again, gonna keep exploring products from the brand, and I just need to find one of these that is for my curl type so that my hair doesn't get weighed down as much as it did with this one. So pay attention to that if you are buying Pattern styling products, because I didn't and I regret it. Next, Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. This has salicylic acid. If you are acne prone, I think that this is a great treatment to kind of keep around and use it recurringly. If I'm getting breakouts, I definitely pull from this one. I had it for a really long time, so I was actually kind of concerned that it was maybe getting to its expiration date, but then I finished it, which was fine. I feel like I haven't purchased anything from Paula's Choice in a hot minute, and I don't know how they're doing with launches or what's going on over there. I feel like the brand kind of slowed down a bit after it was acquired by Unilever, but it's a very reliable skincare brand. I've had positive results with everything that I've used. So it's one that, you know, okay, well, if I don't know what to use for this particular skincare need, then this is one of the brands that I'm gonna be looking at. Am I gonna repurchase this right away? Probably not, because thanks to my use of tretinoin, my breakouts are very, very, very under control. But it is one that I don't discard using in the future. I might actually buy it for my husband because he is more acne prone than I am, and I think that he could use this better. Like he'll get more use out of this in terms of keeping his breakouts at bay and helping them heal faster. Olive and June Foot Serum. I bought the, what was it? The Pedicure Master Kit or whatever it's called when I moved here actually 4 years ago. So I've had this cream for a really long time, and believe it or not, I used it more as a hand cream than as a foot serum. And I mean, for the hands, it's gonna be pretty lightweight. Yeah, there's nothing here. There's like that. For the hands, it's gonna be pretty lightweight. Don't be fooled by like, oh, it's a foot serum, so I can only use it in my feet. No, you can use it in your hands too. That's how I finished it. But it is a really lightweight foot serum. If you use a grater for your feet, like if you have your feet exfoliated, wearing this and then like putting on socks to go to bed, that's what I would do. It does help kind of with the maintenance of your feet, especially if you wear sandals a lot or your feet are exposed a lot. Then this can help with kind of keeping them a little bit more, or well, less dry, let's just say that. I don't know if I would repurchase this right away. I do think that it's a good alternative for foot cream or foot serum, but at the same time, sometimes I just put Aquaphor on my feet and then put on socks and go to bed. So I'm probably just gonna do that for a little while, and then if that's not helping, then I'll purchase something like this. But my experiences with Olive and June have been really positive. So I think that looking into their foot care it's a worthy venture. Lush Super Milk, the very viral product from Lush Cosmetics. This is a conditioning hair primer. I used it and finished it up. I think that this is the small size. I think this is not the mini, but like the smaller size. I think there's a bigger size in this one. Let's talk about pros and cons. First, your hair is going to smell like a lemon cupcake, and who doesn't want that? It smells amazing. It really does. I understand the hype behind the fragrance. 2, it leaves your hair very, very, very soft and manageable. So as a first step on styling, it's great. 3rd, it does help over time in kind of maintaining that softness in your hair and that manageability. So it's not something that is like, well, you know, it only helps for a few days. No, it really does help with maintaining your hair and keeping it nourished and helping it not get too brittle if you live in a dry area like I do. So I think that this is a great product. Cons, you cannot use this as your only styling product if you have hair like mine. It's not enough, okay? So I still need to use a curl defining cream. I still need to use gel, that kind of stuff. For someone with straight hair, I can see this being really nice for air drying, that kind of thing. I would repurchase it in the future. I just don't know when, but it is a good product in my opinion, and I think that it does do what it claims to do. And I think that ideally it's for people that have fewer hydration needs if you want it like as a leave-in conditioner. But I do think that this is one that can work for a lot of different hair types without being too heavy. So good marks for this one. More candles. Let's get rid of the candles because those are usually the bulkier things that I have in here. 2 more from Bath and Body Works. there is, of course, another fresh balsam. We are consistent in this house. I told you this is my favorite. This is my husband's favorite candle of all time. So we always try to have at least one more to go. And then we also finished cedar and suede. The notes on cedar and suede are soft cedar, warm incense, and velvety suede. I really enjoy this one because it's woodsy but not too strong. It is kind of like a milder version of a woodsy scent. So it is very cozy, very aromatic, but not too cloying and not too heavy on the nostrils. We would repurchase all of those from Bath & Body Works because we really like those kinds of scents. So that's only 3 in this particular quarter, only 3. All right, we're getting kind of to the bottom of the bin, and things are gonna start getting a little bit more skincare and makeup heavy. So let's keep going. Just hand soap. This is Signature Care Lavender and Chamomile soap. It's just a hand soap from the grocery store. Nothing special, but I like lavender as a smell, so if there are like body care products that smell like lavender and I can buy them, I'll probably buy them. First Aid Beauty Hydrating Toner with squalane and oats. This is great. This kind of started my fixation with milky toners. I was like, oh my God, milky toners are kind of the bomb for someone like me who has dry skin. So I bought this one not really knowing like what to buy when I ran out of toner. So I bought this one and I really do like it to do more than one layer, especially in a time of the year when the weather is really dry. So I personally think that this could be really good for all skin types because it's not gonna be too drying, it's not oil control, and it will give enough hydration and calm the skin thanks to the oats that even people with sensitive skin can use it. Of course, that's kind of First Aid Beauty's wheelhouse. So I would repurchase this one, and it's one of the options that I have available to me at Sephora Middle East that are not like oil control or super drying or anything like that. So my positive experiences with First Aid Beauty continue. Next. This is the mini of the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is the Ultra Matte version. I was concerned that it was gonna be like way too drying for me. It's not. And this definitely does lock your makeup into place. So I might actually buy this particular size again just to have a setting spray for like long lasting makeup because it is fantastic. I'm still using my Ultra Glow. I have the full size of the Ultra Glow. I put it away for the summer, so I'll finish it in Q3. But I mean, there's a reason why the All Nighter has prevailed as a standard of setting sprays. In the makeup space, it's because it does the thing, okay? It does the thing. And there are so many varieties right now that you're bound to find something that works for your skin type and for your makeup preferences. So if you're not sure what setting spray to try, I would say go and check the All Nighter product line, see which one works for you, and if you don't want to have too much of it, then buy this size because this size still lasts quite a bit. More things. A big one. My Dolce & Gabbana, the only one. It was my focus fragrance for the winter, and then I was like, well, but maybe I can't use it during the daytime because it's gonna be too heavy. But I was like down here, I was like, I'm gonna finish this baby. Let's do this. So it's gone. I bought this several years ago. I don't know exactly when, 2022, not sure. Let me show you the notes of the only one so that you can see them over here. Now, after I moved through this bottle, I came to the conclusion that even if it's a worse value per ounce, I'm gonna buy 1 ounce perfumes or smaller. Just because I wanna be able to finish them in a reasonable time frame. This took me like, I don't know, maybe 3 years. And I also want to be able to take my fragrances with me when I travel. So if I have a 1 ounce, if I have a travel size, it's gonna be a lot easier. This of course can't travel unless you put it on a check bag, and I rarely check bags. So it's just not practical for someone of my lifestyle to have these massive bottles of perfume. I also pushed a little harder to finish it because I didn't wanna pack it or carry it with me because the bottle is very sharp and very bulky. It's very elegant, but it is very sharp and very bulky. I usually get on pretty well with Dolce & Gabbana fragrances, so I would repurchase this one, just not right now because I'm gonna be trying other things. Next, this is the Eucerin Hyaluron Filler 3X effect. I don't know what that means, but it's like a moisturizing gel. This is supposed to be refillable, but I honestly don't know if the refills are available here. So I couldn't like wait around to figure that out to get another moisturizer, so I didn't. But this one, I would say, is very similar to kind of that gel texture that you have in like the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask or the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. It's really good. For someone of dry skin like me, great. It does provide really solid hydration. However, I'm not sure that it's any better than the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I think that the Neutrogena is a very comparable product and it costs a fraction of the price. So I would say if you like Neutrogena Hydro Boost, I don't know that this is gonna do a whole lot for you. If you like Eucerin because you've used other products in their line or because you're using the hyaluron filler serum and you wanna keep the formulas consistent or whatever it is, then sure, go for it. But I think that there are better alternatives out there. I personally think that the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask delivers better and more sustained hydration over time than this one. So it's not that I wouldn't buy this one again, but even at different price points, I think that there are comparable, if not better products than this one. The hotel sample section of every Empties video. We have 1, 2, 3 Malin & Getz vitamin B5 moisturizers, 1 shaving cream, I don't think that has a brand, 4 Malin & Getz, and white tea body lotion from the Westin because sometimes we stay there, 2 white tea body lotions from the Westin. That's it for hotel samples. No. And then 2 little tubes of James Gent shaving cream, which I think are also from the Westin. That's my hotel usage during Q2. That's what we got for hotel stuff. Oh, here's the other Rose Argan body conditioner from Lush. It was a sample that I got a while ago at the store. This is an in-shower body lotion and it's really nice. But if you watch my Q1 Empties video, you realize that I thought that both were empty and only one was. So I had to fish this one out of the Empties bin and use it. And now here it is. I use my stuff, okay? Here you go. I'd be curious about this. I personally prefer the Nivea in-shower body lotion. That one's a little thick, but the Nivea is really hard to find. So I don't know. Does anybody make in-shower body lotion? I only know Nivea and Jergens, but they're very hard to find. If you know a good in-shower body lotion, can you let me know in the comments, please? Thank you. Let's keep going because we still have stuff here. Jo Malone English Pear and Freesia body and hand wash. I got this for Christmas in like a little gift set with a candle. Candle was my Q1 Empties, and now the body wash is in my Q2 Empties. Lovely. I really like the English Pear and Freesia scent from Jo Malone. It's a really inoffensive, fresh floral fragrance, and in the body wash, it is potent. You will smell that across the room. You will smell that in your clothes. It envelops the bathroom when you're showering, which makes for a really luscious experience. So I would definitely buy that again. I don't know if it comes in a larger size. I wonder if there are other companies that have similar floral scents in their body washes. I would love to know. I did enjoy the Necessaire Eucalyptus body wash last summer, and I'm thinking about trying the Hinoki one because Ive la Fashionista Realista cannot stop talking about it, and I think it's a scent that I would enjoy. So I don't know, but I hadn't tried a Jo Malone body wash before, but I was very pleasantly surprised with that one, and just like how enveloping and strong, but not in a cloying way, the fragrance is when you're actually using it, and how long it lasts on your skin. But it doesn't interfere with like other perfumes or anything like that that you're using if you're concerned about that. It was just a very enjoyable experience, let's put it that way. On the other hand, I also have another Fa aloe vera yogurt body wash. Again, this is just what's available in my drugstore. Easy peasy. I'm actually finishing another one that I'll declutter today. That other one is like honey and oats or something like that. That sounds like cereal, but it's not. It's not, I promise. Next, Shiseido Expert Sun Protector Cream SPF 50. You guys know, in this house, we love Shiseido. We love Shiseido Sun Protection. It works beautifully. Very user-friendly in terms of playing well with other products. I've never had like a foundation react negatively to that particular sunscreen or anything like that. It absorbs well, but it can be tough to take out. Like you definitely need to double cleanse after you use a Shiseido sunscreen. I would definitely repurchase any Shiseido sunscreen anytime. I am trying something else right now. I'm trying a Eucerin one that I'm really enjoying. So it's one of those things where like I would definitely repurchase it. It just doesn't have to be right now. I can try other things, but I like to have a bank of reliable brands. You know what I mean? And Shiseido is one of those reliable brands in the sunscreen category, where I know that what I buy will do the job and will behave well in a way that allows me to really take advantage of the product and use it consistently, which in sun care is vital. So always high marks for Shiseido. Another one. This is a declutter. This is the Topicals Brightening and Cleaning Serum. And I bought this for some scarring that I have. And honestly, I haven't used it. As you can see, like, I haven't used that much of it, but it is quite old. And since these things have like very strong actives, I think I probably should just buy a fresh one. So I decided to declutter it, and I'll buy a fresh one because it looks fine in the tube, but when you look around the cap, see how gross that looks? So I'd rather just buy a fresh one, because this has been in my bathroom for probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So I'd rather just buy a fresh one, because these are things like dark spot stuff. It has strong actives, so I'd rather not mess around with that one. So that one is declutter, and that's on me that I didn't use it consistently. Another one, this is also makeup, the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. This is in the shade, what shade is this? Oh boy, does it have the shade anywhere? I don't think it does anymore. I don't remember what my shade on this was, but it doesn't matter because this concealer is discontinued anyway. I think I can give you a little swatch of it. There you go. I will give this concealer props for teaching me to like high coverage concealers. And I mean, Huda's very good at high coverage products. So I had it for a really long time. Again, another recommendation of Ida La Fashionista Realista. And I really like the way that it worked on my skin. However, towards the end of the tube, I did notice that it was creasing more than it used to, and it was drying more than it used to. It was like more of a paste and kind of crackly. So I was like, okay, let's just finish this up. Like, technically there probably is some product in there, but I've also had this one for a really long time and it was just not performing super well. I still have a couple of concealers that I have open that I'm moving through at the moment. I've heard very good things about the Tower 28 and the LYS, incidentally. So I would love to hear from someone in my viewer space if you have tried any of those and how have they worked out for you, especially if you have dry skin. Let me know in the comments. Azelaic Acid Cream from Boots. So I bought this because I didn't have like a serum or an active for the daytime, and I hadn't tried azelaic acid. I actually got along with that pretty well, and that method of delivery is pretty good because it's like a little bit of extra moisturizer and it's in cream format, so it's gonna work well with other moisturizers. The Boots skincare line is really affordable, so it also has that going for it. It helped me add azelaic acid to the list of actives that I could try in other occasions. I think that it has similar effects to niacinamide, so I could maybe in the future alternate between one and the other as I'm looking for things that even my skin tone, because sometimes I do get like weird color patches and that kind of thing. So something for brightening and evening my skin tone is always a good idea for me in the skincare department. Next, Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, the big one. I think that this was like the gummy candy flavor or smell or whatever it is, but it is gone. It's a full size. This accelerated a little bit because my husband is now using a lip treatment before bed because his lips are getting a lot drier over time. I really don't know why, but we started using this together. I personally think that the Laneige Lip Sleeping Masks still hold a place of like, this is a fantastic product, and I don't know how many others that are as good as this one are there out there. So I actually repurchased a set of like 5 minis on the Sephora sale last fall, and I'll pick it up in the US when I get there. So I will be using the Laneige probably for the next academic year because I have 5 minis. Right now, I'm still using the Auric Plush Ritual in Bare that I got on my Beautylish Lucky Bag. I actually hit pan on that one, but again, my husband and I are using that together. Laneige, it's one of the brands that I really enjoy. I really do think that they do a great job in nourishment and hydration, so their products are always a yes repurchase for me so far. It is one of those brands that I haven't run into a Laneige dud yet. Very positive rapport with it. Next, my Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder, shade 5. They don't even make it in this packaging anymore, but I finished the whole thing, kids. Look at that pan. I am so proud of this one. I had this for almost 7 years, which is probably concerning to some of you, but powder products don't expire the same way, and I looked very closely, made sure that I didn't have any allergic reactions, I wasn't breaking out or anything like that. Through the entirety of the life of this product, it worked fine. Did it take me exactly 7 years or almost 7 years to finish it with consistent use? No. I alternated this with brow pencils and brow gels from time to time. So I could have probably finished it sooner if I would have used it exclusively, but I didn't. Am I gonna replace it? Not right now, because I'm using the darker powder shade on the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette as my brow powder, and that works beautifully. During the summer, because that palette is packed away, I'm gonna be using what's left of my little Benefit Gimme Brow stuff, and I also have a brow pencil from NARS. I've never tried a brow pencil from NARS before. Waiting for me in the US, so I'll probably be using those, but I'll be back to my Danessa Myricks powder when I return in late July. So for now, that doesn't need replacement, but we all know that Benefit are the kings and queens of brow products, so of course it would be a repurchase. I think that now that comes in like a round component. Like it's just like a little pot, I think, now. So it doesn't look like that anymore, but that's okay. And I think the product is named differently, but I think it's still the same product. Big winner. I think that using brow powder is great for like a really precise application of brow product. It gives you really defined brows. You don't need to reapply it. I would say that out of all the ways in which you can apply brow products, I would say pencil is probably still top, then powder, then gel. That's where I'm at right now. Next, this is the Pure Soma Body Bouquet Flower Scented Body Polish. This is a body scrub. Now this one, it has like the scrubby parts and then the oil in a separate pouch, and you have to mix it in. This is nice. It was maybe a little more scrubby than the scrubs that I've been using for the past few years. So it was a bit strong for me, but I did enjoy it. And the part that I don't like is the whole having to mix thing, because it's just easier to get a pre-mixed body scrub that you can just scoop out of the jar and then just scrub yourself, or use a bar like that Glossier bar that they used to have, the Glossier Hero. I don't know if they still have it, but something that like is a little bit easier to manipulate than like that bag with the little spoon, because it has a little spoon so that you can scoop it out and you have to mix it, and it's a little bit more work than what I want to do most of the time, but it was a nice scrub. Right now, I think that it's maybe a little too strong for my scrub preferences, so I would not repurchase it. I'm actually probably gonna repurchase that Dove one that I love. I'm gonna check if I can find it on sale on Amazon or something like that, because that Dove one is lovely. I love it so much. If you are not sure what I'm talking about, it should be maybe 2 Empties videos before this one, something like that. Let's keep going. Another perfume. Miami Nectar by Ellis Brooklyn, Vacation in a Bottle, because this smells like tropical flowers, pina coladas, and coconut all in one. I used this during my trip to Thailand earlier this academic year in October, and it was just so perfectly suited for the environment. Here are the notes of Miami Nectar if you want to see them. I know that they've done some collabs, I want to say with Amika, with like hair products that smell like this. Is it Amika? I think so. So if you want to experience this, but not in a fragrance form, maybe you want to check that out if you can find it. This is a very inoffensive fragrance. It is really enjoyable. Like if you like to smell tropical and floral, but also like a little fruity, it's like a perfect tropical gourmand kind of fragrance. Great, I think, for vacation or a place where you don't want something heavy and you want a fragrance that kind of mimics the aromas that you're gonna find around. I think that one is great. I would repurchase it. Next, more empties. We're still in empties. Oh, let me get this skincare out of the way, because I think the rest of it, we have 2 skincare left, and then the rest of it is actually makeup. Okay, we have this Botanics 100% organic restoring overnight facial oil with rosehip and lavender. This line is from Boots. It's like the organic line from Boots. So I bought that because I was out of facial oil. I bought that in the winter. I bought it in January, and I used it all throughout the winter, kind of as the last thing that I would put on before bed. And it was a really, really nice barrier of moisture. I do really well with rosehip oil, so that one is definitely one that I would repurchase. And Boots is a very popular pharmacy around here in the Middle East, so it should be pretty easy to pick up. I haven't used a facial oil in a while, really since I finished that one. So it's something that I'm on the lookout. It's something that I might buy this summer. I need all the hydration that I can get. And I live in the desert. And I'm coming back. And when I come back, it's gonna be like 115 degrees every day until like October. So my skin needs a lot of help, okay? But that one, again, was an introduction to that particular product line from Boots. It gives me information and options on things that are very easy to find and on the more affordable price point. So I was glad to try it, and I would definitely try other things from that line. Last skincare item is a declutter. The time has come, kids. The time has come. The Ordinary Glycolic Acid 7% Toning Solution. I did not finish it, and I'm not gonna finish it. Why? Because no matter how hard I tried, I realized that glycolic acid and my skin are just not besties. Glycolic acid and my skin, they don't really like each other that much. And I feel like the discomfort that I go through when I use glycolic acid, it doesn't show me anything like evident in terms of benefits that would make me keep wanting to use it. It just hasn't been a positive experience overall. And that one's quite old as it is. And as you saw, like I got a little under halfway through that bottle. So sometimes you just have to stop trying to fit a square into a circle. You know what I mean? And I think that glycolic acid in me, that was the vibe. And I can't do this anymore. I just can't do this anymore. My vibe for toners is hydrating stuff. Like that oat and squalane one from First Day Beauty, like the milky one from Beauty of Joseon, like the niacinamide one from Good Molecules that actually I should have here because I'm using it tonight and then it's gone. So I'll insert a little clip later tonight on the things that I'm using before I go, because I have a couple of things in the bathroom still because I have to use them to take off my makeup, do my skincare again before I fly, because I'm flying in the middle of the night. But glycolic acid is just not for me. Maybe later if my skin changes again, but in the current state of my skin, is not for me, so it has to go. Enough is enough. Next, let's move on to a couple of makeup empties and declutters. I have a little sample of this Delicia Drench Body Butter from Sol de Janeiro. First time I try a Sol de Janeiro product, and I'm not really sure what the big deal is. Like, it's nice, but is it better than like the Dutchman's Gold body butter that I had last quarter that I finished and you can buy on Amazon for a lot less money than this? No. Is it better than the Josie Maran body butter? Personally, I don't think so. This is okay. It's just a body butter. It's not special in my opinion. Maybe the fragrance is to some people, but I'm not on board with this. I just don't think it's that great. It's just a body butter. There are better body butters at both ends of the price point spectrum out there. To me, it was unremarkable. Okay, let's go with some makeup empties and declutters. Mel Cosmetics Cream Blush Light in Pink Sand. All gone. I had this for close to exactly 2 years, and it took me about that time to finish it. I really like the formula. I wouldn't recommend this for oily skin people because it is very balmy. It does allow you to pack it up really well and still give you kind of like that very dewy look on the skin. I'm panning my Sandy Cheeks shade right now. I'm actually taking it home for the summer. You should have seen that in my Summer Shop My Stash video because I'm hoping to finish it by the end of the summer, or at least by the end of Q3. It's a good cream blush formula. I don't think it's the best cream blush formula. I do think that this is better suited for people with dry skin or people that don't need a lot of lasting power on their makeup, because it does continue moving around. It doesn't move the foundation under it, but it does move around on your face. Like, it doesn't entirely dry. If you want it to stay put, set it with powder or like with a powder blush on top. But it is an enjoyable product. I don't mind it at all. I don't know that I would repurchase them because there are other cream blush formulas that I like better. Declutter, Zoeva Mini Cocoa Blend. Probably the oldest palette in my collection, but I think it's fair to say that I've gotten enough use out of it. And these shimmers are just not performing well enough, and I have lid setting shades that have a better shade than this one. I just have formulas that I enjoy more. The formula in this is kind of nearing a place where it just doesn't perform in a way that would make me use this over other palettes that I have. So I just think that it's time it's come. It really helped me enjoy eyeshadow when I first started getting into makeup like 4 or 5 years ago. This is one of my first purchases, and I do think that the Zoeva eyeshadow formula is great for beginners. It is really solid. I would also say, like, if you want to have something that allows you to build makeup up or build eyeshadow looks up at different degrees, really simple to really glam, I think that the Zoeva formula is great for that. But it's time for it to go, so with thanks, I'm gonna say goodbye to this one. Yet another declutter, e.l.f. Glow Gleam Beam Palette. I hit pan on 2 shades, here and here. Substantial pan, I would say. This one I scraped because it gave me an allergic reaction, and this one I scraped because it was the chunkiest glitter known to man, and it came shattered when I bought the palette. And then this shade and this shade I don't use because they're This is too dark for me and this has way too much yellow for my liking. This was one of the products that I bought. I actually don't think I even bought this. This was a gift with purchase. When I was first getting into makeup about 4 or 5 years ago, and it taught me to use highlighter. So I am very grateful for it. And don't get me wrong, these still perform. The two that I use, they still perform. This is not a formulation problem, but I just have formulas that I like better and that do this exact same job better, okay? It's just a matter of, I have other formulas that I prefer and that I wanna give more use, and I've gotten a lot of use out of that one. I just wanted you to see that rose gold really well. This shade of rose gold also made me realize that rose gold is like my favorite shade of highlighter. So I'm very grateful to it, but again, it's just a matter of, I wanna make sure that I'm really, really grateful to it, and I love those two shades. However, it's a matter of making sure that I'm using makeup for a reasonable amount of time, and that by trying to hyper focus on panning or emptying something, I'm not neglecting the rest of my collection. So I'm really happy with the 2 pans that I have here on the 2 shades that I use. I think that those are fairly substantial pans, but with thanks, we're also going to say goodbye to that one. One more declutter, actually 2 more. This is the Zoeva Premier Lip Crayon in the shade Extreme Costumes. And I am going to declutter it for a couple of reasons. 1, it's broken. It's broken. And 2, it's gotten really, really dry. It is a matte lip crayon, and even here, it's like really, really hard to swatch. There's like the worst swatch of a red ever. But yeah, it's too tuggy to wear. It's too difficult to really work with it. And I mean, being broken out of the component, it doesn't work. There you go. That's a little better of a swatch. I just have to be way too careful with it. And it's just way too dry. See, like it's broken. It's completely broken. In between being broken and dry and tuggy, I can't fight every battle in the using up my makeup. I just can't, because when you're fighting too much, then it stops being fun and that defeats the purpose. So again, this was one of the things that I bought when I first was getting into makeup. I've had it for like 4 or 5 years. It makes total sense for a lip crayon to dry in that time. So with thanks, because it is a really good blue tone red, I'm gonna say goodbye. And I am replacing this with other red lip crayons. You will see them when you see my haul when I get back home. Last declutter in the makeup portion of things, this old ass Haus Labs eyeliner in the shade Hunted. This is Amazon Haus Labs, not Sephora Haus Labs. So it is old as all hell. There's the green, really deep green. I really like the shade, but this is very, very old. And I was getting concerned with, okay, it's old, it's drying, it's tugging, it's kind of hurting my eyes at this point. This is like, I bought this when Haus Labs was being phased out of Amazon as it was, so God only knows how old this is. I am replacing it with NARS that I will show you when I get home, but I just decided to play it safe and just get rid of this one, but it's also very, very dry. So with thanks, we say goodbye. This one is an empty. This is my Kulfi underlined Kajal eyeliner in Chiki Chiku, and I completely finished this one. I can't twist it. I'm actually twisting down there. There's absolutely nothing left here. I used up the whole thing, and I keep saying that this is like, oh, it's an okay eyeliner. It's just a brown eyeliner, yet I finished it in less than a year. So clearly, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I actually really like this because I finished it in a pretty reasonable amount of time. I've seen people talk more and more about Kulfi. It is a South Asian owned brand. I believe the owners are Indian, and it is at Sephora. I would say it's like mid-range price. I'm not sure that there's anything in particular that I want to try, except for like the single shadows, maybe, but the eyeliner is good. I will say that much. The eyeliner is good. It does stay put. It glides really well on the eyes. So I would say that maybe if you have sensitive eyes and you're not sure about which eyeliner to buy at Sephora, maybe this one could be a good idea because it does the job, but without irritating the eyes. So I clearly enjoy this more than I think I did. And I can't be trusted, maybe. One more makeup item. I'm saying goodbye to my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Joaquin. If you notice on the bottom, like you can see by the window that this probably has maybe like 1 or 2 uses in it, but I am in enough peace with myself to like let it go. It's just not practical to either put this away to use it once or twice when I come back in late July, or drag it all the way to the west coast of the United States to use it once or twice and then get rid of the bottle. It doesn't make sense. I actually am wearing it today. I've gotten enough use out of it. I've bought it maybe like 3 years ago. Am I going to replace it with something else right now? I'm not sure. I do have one of the Dior Forever Hydra foundations in my Nordstrom cart. I'm thinking about it, but I might. First, I'm gonna see how much of my tinted moisturizers I use during the summer, and then I'll decide if and when I replace that, because I do have my Pat McGrath foundation and I wanna get a little bit of use out of that. It's just a little bit too high coverage for everyday use. So I'm just not sure if I'm gonna replace my NARS, which was my everyday foundation. Right this second, I might not. However, all of that to say, the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation is phenomenal. It's beautiful. It's a very skin-like look that is gonna look natural, radiant, in my opinion. Builds beautifully. It can be like medium buildable coverage, but it can be used for every day without it looking too terribly heavy or anything like that. I've enjoyed it immensely and I would absolutely repurchase it. I have other things that I need to use before, and you know, of course, there are a million things to try and I like to try things. 2 more little declutters. This Sun Balm Lip Balm SPF 30 in coconut. And this is just not hydrating enough for my lip needs. In fact, I feel like this dries the lips, so it's been rolling around for too long. It just has to go. This has like 1 or 2 uses left, but I'm okay calling it good. This is the Caudalie Vino Clean Huile de Soin Démaquillante. Why did I read that in French? Caudalie Vino Clean Makeup Removing Cleansing Oil. Great product. If you want to get started on double cleansing, but you don't want to use a cleansing balm because you're afraid that you're going to use too much, use this. It's a lighter oil, but it does a great job at removing makeup and it emulsifies very, very well. There are moments when I use this and I wonder whether I need to use a proper cleanser afterwards. I don't always do that. When I'm taking off my makeup to go to the gym, for example, I'll just use this, take off my makeup and go, and I feel fine. Whereas at night, you know, when I'm preparing for my night skincare, etc., then I'll use this in my cleanser and then my products. But this is a great one. I would absolutely repurchase it. My rapport with Caudalie continues to be very, very positive. So this was a great discovery of 2025. I'm not sure that it's a new product, but it's a great one and it lasts a really long time. I bought this in like October or November and I'm like only now finishing it. And then the other thing that I have like another use left, I'm gonna use it to remove my makeup and put on my skincare before I get on my flight tonight, is this Bioderma Sensibio Gel. Why do I keep looking for the French? Sensibio Gel Cleanser. So when my dermatologist put me on tretinoin a year and a half ago, she recommended this cleanser for ensuring that I am using a cleanser that is gentle enough to not hurt my skin even more than the tretinoin could be hurting it. So I would say that this is really good for people with sensitive skin, people that want to use a fragrance-free product, and people that want to use really gentle cleansers because they're using actives or stuff like that and want to make sure that your skin is not getting stripped off completely. Really, really like this. I would probably repurchase it. I'll repurchase it when I come back in August, actually. And I'm probably going to keep this as my go-to face cleanser, at least while I'm still on tretinoin, which I am. Very positive experience with this one. This is a drugstore product. So it was recommended to me by my dermatologist, but you can buy it without a prescription, is what I'm trying to say. Very last thing here. It is the Bloom Dead Sea Life Hands and Body Scrub. I bought this a couple years ago when I went to the Dead Sea, and it is a scrub. It is salt heavy, so if you have any open wounds, this will sting hard. I just haven't gotten to the point where I finished it, and I don't want to keep it for too long. I've had it open for almost 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, so I'm just gonna discard it for the moment. But it is really nice. It is more scrubby than I like my scrubs. Mixed opinions there. The idea of a salt scrub, I prefer sugar scrubs than salt scrubs. I feel like salt scrubs are more abrasive. Lastly, we are going to declutter 2 makeup brushes. This is the e.l.f. Total Face brush, and this is the Luxe C504 large angled brush. They are both fraying. If you look closely, you can see that the hairs are kind of uneven, especially on that cheek one. They are both fraying, and both of the handles are cracking. It's hard to see on that one, a lot more obvious in this one. So they're just in a place where they're not super reliable, so I'm just gonna get rid of them. I feel like I've gotten enough use out of them. And with a very heavy heart, because I didn't get to finish them, I am going to be discarding the following eyeshadows. We are going to say goodbye today to all 3 of these. My 3 e.l.f. duochrome liquid eyeshadows. I'm gonna say goodbye. I didn't want to. I took the stopper off, so I scraped quite a bit, but I didn't get to finish them, and I just don't want to drag them around and risk a leak. So I'm just gonna get rid of them today. Then I'm also gonna get rid of my little samples from Ritual de Fille, the eye suits that I bought last year. I did use quite a bit of these. This is Serpent de Mer. I hit pan on all of them, but I didn't finish any of them. Love Spell, this is how it's going. Flora, this crumbled like crazy. I repressed it twice and it's still crumbly. So like, I can't put that in storage because it might spill somewhere, open up something. No thanks. Mineralia, which is probably my favorite. I did use quite a bit of it and it is crumbling in the bin. And then Cultist, which is a taupe, it's probably the one that I use the most. This one's actually my favorite. Cultist first, Mineralia second. But I'm getting rid of them today. I've gotten good use out of it and it's just a little sample. Like, I also have to be reasonable. I'm also saying goodbye to my Natasha Denona Mini Nude with a big pan here. Didn't get any other pans, but in this one, it's just a matter of the packaging being completely busted and I can't move it around safely. So I'm just gonna say goodbye to it. But also, I do think that having this little palette is becoming a crutch to not use Biba more. So I'm gonna get rid of this and I'm actually taking Biba home. You might have seen it in my Summer Shop My Stash so that I can use it more. Because I think that most of the shades here really there are comparable shades in Biba, but this one, oh, it's just fine. It's really easy to use, really easy to pull. You don't really have to think about it. And Biba is much larger, but I need to make sure that I use Biba more. So I'm gonna say goodbye to this. Okay, there are a handful of things here that I am getting rid of when I take a shower before going to the airport tonight. One is this Fa Explore Honey Cream Iris Scent body wash. There's still a little bit of life on this, but it's too big of a bottle to put away for like 1 or 2 uses. So I'll use it tonight to take one last shower before going on my flight, and then it's gone. And then this Good Molecules Niacinamide Brightening Toner has like 1 use in it. So I'll use it tonight before I get on my flight, and then it's gone. I have to go get on a plane for like 21 hours, which I am not looking forward to, but there will be forests and family and my lovely bed in the US waiting for me at the end of it all. Thank you once again for sharing my adventures with makeup and beauty over here. I hope that you'll consider subscribing to see more of how I get along with making my life more fun by having fun with makeup. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.